250 years of slavery, 100 years of Jim Crow, sharecropping, the Ku Klux Klan, lynchings, bombings, mass incarceration, the separation and destruction of the black family. All of that has had an effect on our mind. Our mind needs to be decolonized. We today are experiencing mental slavery, not physical slavery as once our ancestors had to endure. In my book, 7 Steps to Decolonize the Mind, we take you through every step to start releasing the chains that's on your mind. He or she who controls the mind control the person. It is in a vested interest of the white supremacist system to keep your mind bogged down in a mental slavery, throwing entertainment, throwing drugs, throwing alcohol, anything they can at you to keep you bogged down. You got to free yourself from mental slavery by purchasing our book, 7 Steps to Decolonize the Mind, today on Amazon. Make sure you share it with your family, share it with your friends. Everyone can benefit from decolonizing the mind, because once your mind is decolonized, you will never be put to sleep again.
Welcome back to the African Diaspora News channel. My name is Richard Sudan and we appreciate you tuning in today. Going to be bringing you some more news out of the UK very soon, but today just a quick story about a video which has gone viral over the last few hours about an incident which took place in the US, and the incident has gone viral for very good reason. Officer Matthew Gorney in Wisconsin appears to plant evidence in the car of a black man. The man who was stopped was not arrested, although he was handcuffed, wasn't charged, wasn't arrested with any crime. And people are saying this is a clear example of the officer appearing to tamper and plant evidence at the scene. Before we chop this up, please take a quick look at the clip.
I got specks of green. You're good to search if you need to. Corner cut. What's what? What word?
I got you on camera, bro.
I got you on camera. We're all good.
Hey, bro, you just threw that in here.
Yeah, because it was in his pocket, and I don't want to hold on to it. That's on their body cam that they took it off of him, so.
You just threw that in here, bro. I got you on camera, man.
I'm telling you where it came from, so.
I got you on camera, bro.
It's an empty baggie at the moment, too, so. Okay, buddy.
So as you can see from the clip, it looks very obvious indeed as to what's going on for most people, especially when you consider the history of the police in the US and in that particular area. So the clip we just saw was of a longer version, which has now been released by the police force. Of course, they always say that in the coming hours or days, they're going to release the full clips of the body cam. A lot of people think body cam should just be released immediately, and a lot of people think it should be a felony for police even to turn their body cameras off, or to appear to adjust their bodies, as was the case in this clip, so that the body camera doesn't catch the full incident in its entirety. So the police chief of the police force in question released a statement on Facebook, and of course, lo and behold, the statement denied any wrongdoing on the part of Officer Matthew Gorney. They said that no evidence was tampered with, etc., etc. But regardless, there's a few questions that are raised, and it still looks incredibly fishy. And for a lot of people, the explanation of the Wisconsin police force, the police chief, doesn't really cut it. There's a number of questions. First of all, for me, if the officer is not doing anything wrong, anything nefarious, why in the clip does the officer deny even throwing anything into the car? When the young man pulls him up on it and says, hey, I saw you throw something in the car, the first thing the officer says is, what? What did I throw in the car? That's the first thing. You'll notice in the clip too, the officer puts his gloves on after appearing to throw the baggie in the car. He puts his gloves on after he throws the baggie in the car. Now, why on earth would you throw something into the car and then put your gloves on before you conduct a search? And what you see in the clip also is that once the officer realizes he's being filmed, he then takes his gloves off. And I think the car wasn't searched. If my understanding is correct, the car was not searched. So the officer throws something in the car, puts his gloves on to conduct a search, realizes he's being filmed and probably live streamed, and then he basically takes his gloves off and the car is not searched. Another question that for me is raised here: what might the officers have claimed was in the baggie that was thrown in the car if the incident wasn't filmed? What might they have said was in the bag if the incident was not filmed? Now, another thing here, and this for me is key. This for me is key. Officer Matthew Gorney says it's an empty baggie at the moment.
It's an empty baggie at the moment too, so.
It's an empty baggie at the moment. This is just before he realised he's being filmed. The bag is empty at the moment. Now, the bag is either empty or it's not. And for him to say the bag is empty at the moment, does that imply something else is going to be perceived to be in the bag from the perspective of the officers? Who knows? We do know, of course, that evidence is planted all the time at crime scenes. We know that people are fitted up all the time. And something else this case really does is underscore the importance of people putting a camera on the police at any given time. People need to film the police, film these incidents and live stream them. Don't just film them, upload them straight, do lives straight to your social media platforms to increase the pressure on them. Now, for me, this is a clear-cut case of something very fishy going on indeed. And also, even say for argument's sake, let's say for argument's sake, right? For argument's sake, the officer really did throw the baggie in the back of the car right before the search just because he wanted to get rid of the baggie. Even if that was the case, which I do not think it was, at the bare minimum, I'm seeing a lot of people saying, look, the officer broke protocol by throwing something into the car before conducting a search. At the very least, he's broken some sort of police regulations regarding sort of tampering regulations and laws, what have you. He's definitely broken protocol. So let's see what happens. It's interesting too that the police chief, the police force say, they're going to release all the footage. They're going to give them more details and more of an explanation in the coming days. That nearly always means they're kind of getting their story straight. But yeah, it's difficult to see how they're really going to wiggle out of this one because Officer Matthew Gorney, as his name is believed to be, clearly throws something in the car, clearly denies throwing something in the car until questioned, and then clearly backs away from the search and takes his gloves off once it's realized that he is being filmed. So it shows you the power of knowing your rights, the power of filming the police. You're allowed to film the police in the US and in the UK. You should film them, hold these people to account. And just one final quick point really before I sign off. Again, this idea of reforming the police, because irrespective of this one incident today, we know that the police are thoroughly corrupted all across the country. And for me, the idea that you're going to reform an institution so thoroughly corrupt, so thoroughly full of racism, is like saying you're going to cure a severed leg with a band-aid. It's not going to happen. You need a much a much deeper solution, a much more serious plan of action. And that's certainly not coming from Joe Biden anytime soon. But at least citizens can film these incidents and they can put the pressure back on the police, as is definitely the case with this incident, because this police force now is on the ropes, and you know, no one's really going to buy this explanation that they've offered. So see where this story goes. But right now, I want to thank you for tuning in. Please remember to hit the website up, get involved in the conversation, like and subscribe, and spread the word. This is the African Diaspora News channel. My name is Richard Sudan. Thank you again for tuning in, and we will see you next time.
I'm Don with the Law Office of Don R. Dennis Jr. My office helps businesses that are involved in complex business deals. The issue is this: when you sign an agreement, are there adequate protections to help you in the event things don't go as planned? And do you comprehensively understand all the terms in the agreement? As an engineer, experienced attorney, and certified privacy professional, I've seen all types of agreements. My office's motto is engage diligence, because I believe clients have the right to a responsive attorney that has the same energy for them from the beginning until the end. If you're looking for an attorney that's going to fight for you and not with you on your matter, contact my office at 213-455-0880.
Thank you for watching, and make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel and check out the African Diaspora News Channel app in the Google Play and Apple App Store.